Good evening. You're watching our RTH show, Right to be Heard. And it comes at a time when Delhi wants to be heard. Promises were made to them, some of them wonderful, some of them seen as very tall claims. They voted the Aam Aadmi Party into power. But is this what they had voted for? That's the question that a lot of Delhiites are now asking. With us tonight on the RTH show is Amod Kanth, former Joint Commissioner of Police in Delhi, Nupur Sharma of the BJP, and Brijesh Kalappa from the Congress. Also joining us on the RTH is Rahul Mehra from the Aam Aadmi Party, and a host of young and old people from Delhi who want to pose some very serious questions, especially to the Aam Aadmi Party. Let me throw open the debate by asking Amod Kanth, because he is someone who is aware of the way policing takes place in Delhi. He's been in the hot seat. What do you make of the tactics which the Aam Aadmi Party has employed, specifically when they talk about bringing the Delhi police under the Delhi government's control? The intention, many say, might be right, but the tactics are certainly not.
See, I think I'm aware of all the aspects. In the first place, I know the incident which has triggered the present day problem. I would like to talk about it. And as I told Nupur, that it is all about the women's problem. Some African women who live in a particular area, they are ladies, ordinary ladies, doing their job, normal job. See, it was pointed out that on 15th, 16th night, the houses were searched. These women were subjected to certain kind of atrocities. They were physically searched. They were made to urinate, and then that was tested and things like that. In the general belief that some people had given a complaint that prostitution goes on here and drugs are trafficked here. That was the idea. So since I'm the founder secretary of Prayas, and Prayas looks after this kind of activity in South Delhi, it has a crisis intervention center. I went to investigate the place. I met two women, two ladies. See, one lady whom I met, an African lady who was there, a Safran, she told me that in the night she came back along with all her friends from a party. When they got down from the taxi, they were surrounded by a group of hooligans, according to her, very rough kind of people, unlawful people, and they were led by a gentleman who was found to be a minister, ultimately. And then this lady told that she was physically molested, she was jostled, she was slapped, she was beaten up, and then she suffered very badly. Police had not yet come. Police came subsequently. The second lady told me that I found a small injury on her head. So I found her, I asked her that, what is that injury? She said that the gentleman in that kind of grey coat, who was actually the minister, he hit her.
Somnath Bhati, law minister.
That's correct.
Incident.
Law minister hit her physically. That is what she told me. I mean, I do not know how far she is correct. Then these two women were rescued by the police and they were taken to the police station. When they were sitting, just one small point. At the police station, they were told the four women came again. These four women were subjected to atrocities. They were kept inside, wrongfully confined inside the vehicle. They were made to urinate, to test their blood, to urine. Their private parts were searched. The cavity searches, about which India has made such a big story in the USA now, and that was done in their case. And the third group of people, the same kind of people, they went to private houses. They broke the doors open. They opened their boxes and all that stuff, and they searched the house. All illegal. This entire illegality was carried out.
Rahul Mehra, let me ask you that question. You promised when the Aam Aadmi Party government came into power that Delhi would be safe for women. Yet, here are these four women. They're African nationals, but they're living in Delhi, and they were subjected to the kind of treatment that would send shivers down every spine, man or woman. How can you today tell the people of Delhi that you're living up to your promises, Rahul Mehra? We'll try and get back to Rahul in just a bit. But Mr. Kalappa, I want to ask you, you are supporting the Aam Aadmi Party government. And at the same time, when things like this happen, Arvinder Singh Lovely leads protests against the same government. What kind of hypocrisy are you subjecting the people of Delhi to? Either you believe in the things that they are doing, or you don't. Where does the Congress stand today? Because this kind of hypocrisy is not going to wash with the people anymore.
No, I don't know whether it will wash or not. But you look at the situation we are in. Here was an election. It threw out an uncertain result, and we were, as compelled to support a formation which we would have kept the BJP out at any cost. Because
so to keep the BJP out,
just one moment,
you are okay with this sort of behavior?
No, after having...
You would be okay with anarchy on the streets to keep the BJP out?
See, look, they had come up with something which they said 18 points, which they had covered in their manifesto. And they said, they claim to have a magic wand with which they would sweep away all the people's problems. Now, after having done that, of course it was legitimate for us to have supported them because they were a formation which was clearly, non-secular. And after having done that, now we come to this point where, our honor, our prestige in the international community is being, frittered away. We are going to have...
so withdraw support?
Just one minute. We are going to have somebody who is the Prime Minister of Japan, who is going to be a national guest at Republic Day. And there's very sorry show. And then in Uganda, we don't have a face to show. It's terrible. It's terrible. But like
so
I said...
all these terrible things are happening.
Like
what's
I said,
holding you back?
It's just 1 month. It's just 1 month. I can only appeal to them. I can only appeal to them and say that, look, this is not the right thing you're doing. This is pathetic. We can tell them. We have already said that in regard to Somnath Bharti, his behavior is atrocious. In the first place, he comes to the secretariat, calls a meeting of all the district judges, and then he summons the law secretary. Law secretary says, you can't do this. This is outside your purview.
Your intent is not being questioned by anyone. Even the people of Delhi, your supporting partners, the Congress are saying, it's wonderful the intent you started with, but your methods are all wrong. Do you think you've lost your way? It's time for course correction?